A Tour Down 34th Street by Jonathan C. Jewell. It's so vaguely familiar. I can feel it on the tip of my tongue. That sense of recognition as I stare at a street sign reading 34th Street. To the left, a sidewalk stretches out next to a fence. Beyond that, I could make out a pristine, clear lake, glinting with sunlight. To my right, apartment buildings. So many nearly identical boxes, only kept apart by the alleyways where shadow failed to hide wet trash clumping together. My nose twitched from the sour smell of rot wafting into the street. It all feels so fuzzy, so surreal, like the ambiguity of a song I can't quite remember.
Sir, we're going to start the tour now, so if you could pay attention, that would be great.
I gave a smile. Of course. Go right ahead.
So, this is the tour down 34th Street. I'm sure you know that. Why else would you be here if not to see the show? I just want to give a quick warning. It's a pretty hot one out here today, so this tour could feel like an eternity.
The audience roars with laughter. I don't understand why, but I chuckle along with them because of that whole fear of missing out ordeal.
First off, this right here is 34th Street, the road that Robert Murray lived on for 6 years. He was a kind, confident man. He was polite to his neighbors, colleagues, and he was always kind to stray dogs. Strong and silent, if you will.
The guide turns around, motioning for us to follow.
Follow me this way, everyone.
As we press forward, I find myself falling to the back, feeling like every step I take strips a bit more of that fuzzy feeling away, like dryer lint being pulled off of your fresh, clean towels. I recognize the name Robert Murray. I can't place it. It doesn't feel like a friend or family member. Maybe a significant other? No, that doesn't feel right either. I softly speak the name, Robert Murray. It feels familiar, yet strange upon my lips. I guess he was just a guy. All I have is the guide's description, which doesn't actually tell me much at all. The tour continued, and I had to push my wandering thoughts aside for now.
This here was Robert's community garage for the apartment he lived in. That's the building to the left, but we'll get there soon enough. Every single day he would see the same cars in there, 4 of them to be exact. His own, a red Corvette, then a silver Volkswagen, followed by a black Buick. Last, but certainly not least, the final one to the right. It gleams that special color when you ignite nitromethanol with a hint of ethanol. Behold, the fire gray convertible Tesla. Gods, was he pleasantly jealous of whoever owned that. Yet one particular night, he was back from his human resources job and noticed another car in the garage, a simple blue Ford. He was confused, intrigued. Perhaps a neighbor of his had a visitor. Being the oh-so-caring man he was, He hoped the neighbor and the visitor were having a wonderful time together.
Blue Ford. I know about a Blue Ford. Cats. How do I know that? Something about this feels wrong. Almost threatening. I can feel my heart pulsing in my chest. I can feel the humid droplets in the air around me, forming sticky, wet droplets across my skin. Damn, it's getting hot. My hand brushes the sweat from my forehead to be instantly replaced with more moisture. Finding it difficult to breathe, I unbutton my shirt and pull down the tie, desperately trying to cool down. Looking at the crowd, everyone else seems as cool as a cucumber. I raise my hand. Sir? Can we take a break?
No, sir.
They blankly look right through me.
Nope. No, sorry. No, sir. Not a zip zero. No, it's important for you to finish this.
Turning back to the garage, he continued as if nothing happened.
Then, in front of the garage, is the small trash bin. Do you all see it? Well, this is when Robert's story gets so very interesting. See this trash bin right here? This is where he threw the bodies away.
This time I don't follow along. A rancid smell smacks me in the face. I see a flash of blood and meat. I hear the buzz of flies as they shift around me, tiny black dots that swarm over me, blocking the light. Brushing, landing, tasting the sweat off of my face. I can't breathe. My mouth opens in an attempt to breathe or to scream. They rush in, tasting like rot as they press deeper into my mouth. I try to brush them away, but they just come back, faster than I can even remove them. The flies are gone. The only thing running across my face is sweat, even more than before. The heat is becoming unbearable.
But what about the context? That's the real flesh of a story. Am I right? Well, our boy Robert, after looking at the mystery car, walked past the trash bin into the building. Climbing 2 flights of stairs, he practically sprinted up them. See, that night was his anniversary of getting married to his oh-so-lovely wife, Jennifer. Yes, the smoking hottie with the rocking body. I felt a spike of anger jolt through me hearing him talk about her like that. Yet he spoke on without a pause. She'd been with him for 5 years to the day. Could you imagine how insignificant that commitment must have felt when he unlocked the door to see sexy Jennifer sprawled on the couch while some nobody was sucking on her tit?
I watched a man in front of me fall on the ground in a ball, tears running from his cheeks as he shook with laughter. I tried my hardest to back away. I want to run, yet my feet are stuck rooted to that cement. The tour guide looks at me and rolls his eyes.
Oh, come on. How do you not find that funny? Think about it. Robert was ready for a special night with his lovely girl. Then, someone else Beat him to it. Wiping a tear away, the guide continues. That's not even the best part. When Robert saw them, he ran right up, basically throwing the fucker across the room, fists pounding away harder than a teenage boy with a bottle of lotion. Blood splattered across the walls in a way that would put Jackson Pollock to shame. Cartilage and bone crashed beneath his relentless pounding. Jennifer watched, frozen in shock, while her husband was on top of another man giving him the pounding of his life. Then she got in on it too, flinging herself on top of Robert, trying to get him to stop. And Robert was all too happy to comply. He took her down to the ground, hands pressed tightly around her throat. 5 years ago, he took her breath away when he proposed to her. And damn it, he was going to fucking prove that after all this time, he could do it again.
The guide's eyes gleamed with mockery as he looked at me.
That was quite the hilarious stunt you pulled back there, big guy. Especially when you thought you wouldn't get caught dragging them outside to the trash can. The cops were already responding to a call from your neighbors. Killing people can sure make a ruckus. Did you really think that no one heard those fucking screams of yours? So, what does this fool do when he's caught with his hand in the cookie jar? He charges one of the officers, just like that. Bang! Shot in the fucking head. I tell you, it doesn't get better than that.
Holy shit. I lived on this street. I went to that apartment. I got shot. Right there, only 5 yards away from where I'm standing. Why am I here again? Why would you take me back to this place? Don't you remember? I told you. It's a hot one down here, isn't it? His eyes glint with fire burning. Burning. I can feel the heat searing my flesh. My vision distorts. The street melts away. Everything is swallowed up into that burning white. It's so vaguely familiar. I can feel it on the tip of my tongue. That sense of recognition as I stare at a street sign reading 34th Street. And now, for all the times that I fucked up, or as some people like to call it, the blooper reel. It's so vaguely familiar, I can feel it on the tip of my tongue. That sense of recognition as I stare at a street sign reading 34th Street. To the left, a sidewalk stretches out next to a fence. Beyond that, I could make out a
Sir, we're going to start the tour soon.
Oh, that's not the voice I want. Voice. What voice do I want to do this in? Let's see. Something. As we press forward, I find myself falling to the back, feeling like every step I take. I burped. I wasn't supposed to do that. It wasn't in the script. As we press oh God, wrong voice. Garage. For the apartment he lived. Oh, why am I spacing that up like that? He was confused, intrigued. Perhaps a neighbor have hit. Nope, no sorry, sir. I don't want to do this. It's gonna be hard, but I have to do it. This right here. The guide points down one of the alleyways, focused on a garage towards the end. It looked like it could fit at least 5 or 6 cars. Was Robert, that's what he named the car back in '97. It's sat parked here ever since, well, you know the incident happened. And, has been a good car, slowly rusting away, wondering why. Why would my owner abandon me here in such a predicament? What am I doing? That's the building to the left, but we'll get there soon enough. Oh, fuck, I don't like how this is coming out. Yet one particular night, he was back from his human resources job and noticed another. What am I doing? I lost my place. His fist slammed against skin, cartilage, and bone crashed beneath it. Sorry. Ford. I know about a blue Ford. Cats. Oh, I'm fucking it up again. Gods. 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 How he, see what happens when we bring God into this?